We got sound? I think we do. Beautiful, beautiful. Good morning. Let me fix my camera as well so you guys can see me. Beautiful. Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. If you're in the US, it's probably nighttime right now. So, okay, here we go. Basically, just reading up on the news from the weekend. It's not looking good for the Iran US deal at the moment. So, I am anticipating some short positions ahead of today. Basically, just want to give you guys a bit of an overview of where we are for today. We sign into all of my accounts. So basically, we've got some GOAT funded futures accounts. You can see here the metrics at the moment. So we have 54 total accounts that we've purchased, 10 accounts which have been funded at no payouts yet with these guys. I think I just haven't really been taking them too serious. Got funded. I was like 3 days to pay out, and I was just tilted from another account, so split them, which isn't good. But basically, we're at halfway through on passing. So you can see here our total profit to pass. We're trying to go just a little bit over to ensure that we can hit the 50% consistency. But this was done on Friday, so we need one more trading day and hopefully get these 3 accounts funded. Coming across to funded next. So we have our main account here, but we actually do get 2 accounts now fully funded. I haven't traded with these accounts yet, so these are fresh new accounts. It's nice. And then this one we had a pretty decent last 2 weeks, so just gonna try and continue going. Obviously anticipating a red day in there somewhere, but just making sure that the red day doesn't exceed $600. So I just want the red days to be lower than all of the green days. Lowest green days about 700, so keeping the max loss to about 6. Decent stats with about 70% win rate at the moment now, which is pretty decent. Can't complain with that. I actually do need to check this. This hasn't updated for me yet. So we have just withdrawn this payout amount. So I'm not going to trade these accounts until I know how much I need. So until I see that, we're just going to be chilling. Basically, I'm just going to do the draw up for the week for me and my process now in the last 10 minutes before market open. And then we're going to look to take a trade on the GOAT funded futures accounts here, just because it's a combine, there's not too much on the line. Oh, and I also forgot to say there is one account that's still not funded yet. This one, we are in drawdown here, so this was a roller coaster of a day, to be honest. You obviously see here 12 trades. We're pretty much up and down the entire time. The other accounts got funded and this one didn't, so which is a bit frustrating, to be fair, but we'll try and bring this one. Probably we'll consider taking a trade on this account as well with the GOAT funded futures, and then we'll just leave the other funded accounts for London or actual New York session later in the day. So let's get into the write-up. Basically, I trade using volume profile. So volume profile has been super helpful lately. You're probably wondering what all of these lines are. It looks a bit hectic, to be honest. Sorry, y'all. I'm having issues with my mic. I'm gonna have to try and reroute my cord in a sec. Just give me 2 seconds. Sorry. the week and what I'm doing for my charts here. So we'll jump into ES because I haven't done this yet properly, and that will give you a good idea basically what I'm looking at. So I have the indicator of session volume profile HD. So that's the main one that I use. I'm just going to hide it for now because to get started, what I do is set my weekly levels. So these are the ones that are in the 2 lines. So I make these lines ×2. They're a little bit wider just so I know that they're a little bit more significant. But I favorite also fixed range volume profile down here. I'm pretty sure you can find it on the left in tools. I just got to remember which one it is. Yeah, so it's in where you go long and short. If you scroll down to fixed range volume profile and just favorite it, just want to favorite it and then select it. And basically you're going to go from Sunday open of last week. So if I bring up my calendar, if this is going to show, move my head out the way. So basically we're starting here. We want basically last Sunday's time. So not this one, but the week before. So going from the 17th till Friday the 22nd. So delete this. Move my head back. One thing at a time, hey. Okay. So we got our label here. Make sure we're on an hourly chart as well. That'll just give you enough time to get everything sorted. Delete that again. It's going from Sunday the 17th, as we said. So that's going to open up, and you're just going to go from the first time it says Sunday. So from Friday to Sunday, that first switch. You're going to start it here. So click here and drag it literally all the way. I love doing it just before market opens because you can just go directly to the last candle. Just going to click. And so basically I've set up mine to show the value area high in red, the value area low in green, and the point of control in white. So the reason I have the value area high in red is because that's where you'd ideally want to short, because it's at a very high level. It's overbought per se. Then green for value area low, that's where you want to buy because it's oversold. And then point of control is just neutral, sort of in the middle. Just make sure my other settings, my row size is 200, just so it smalls everything down. And that's where everything is. So the weekly levels, again, I'm just going to drag. Claude's doing some stuff for me in the background as well. So it's going to drag this to these levels here. And what I do for the weekly, because these aren't going to change for the entire week, I just lock them. So hit the lock button. That way this doesn't get accidentally moved when I'm scrolling around. Then I've just labeled it last week VAL. And just keeping in mind that's a good spot to buy. So then scrolling down through here, last week's point of control is here. Just going to lock it, move it again. And then the value area high is this red bar here. So that's why I've muted this one. So I've hidden the session volume profile because if I show this, it just gets complicated with so many different lines. So keep that hidden just so we just have these 3 to work with. I got last week's present here as well. That's why it's doubling up. And then, so we're just going to do the last week value area high here as well. Just keeping in mind market's about to open very soon. So drag this to there and we're going to lock it. And now you'll see some smaller ones in here. So we've got the previous day value area high, previous day point of control, and previous day value area high here as well. So you can see these lines are a little bit smaller, and that just indicates the previous day's session, obviously. So now what we can do is delete this one. To delete the weekly one, we go back into a 15-minute time frame, unhide this, and then now we're just going to do the exact same thing, but for these smaller levels in here. And we don't need to lock these because you're probably going to be changing these every day. So before market opens, like ideally in the hour gap, you just want to change your previous day levels and have these sort of mapped out. So just going to shift to a higher time frame real quick so we can get started. ES looks like a much better shorting asset right now, just because we've respected this CB quite nicely. Whereas if we look on MNQ, we're actually like breaching that and pushing above higher. So if shorts are the play, which I'm thinking based on the news here, I'd want to be looking at MES. Again, we're just going to let the market tell us when we're getting in, when we're getting out. I'm not really going to force anything here. I'm just going to set up my charts so that everything's ready to go as well. Okay, so this is the count where we're down a bit too. So we're going to have this ready here. I really am not the biggest fan of wealth charts, man. I've said this before, like it's not it. Alright. Get rid of all of this. Yes. Get that clean. Market's about to open in 1 minute here. Time frame M3. And here we go. We're going to shift this. Oh my days. Look at this gap up. That's insane. I think we're going to fill this. So we're going to shift this to ES because I think ES is the weaker asset of the two. Crazy open. Oh my days. What a start. So MNQ probably going to reach all-time highs here right off the open. What a start, man. What a gap up. To be fair, I think this is fake. Entirely fake. So I'm going to actually look to get in short here. I'm just saying obviously MNQ is stronger. You see on the left here 0.64%. MNQ is 0.47%. So I'm pretty much just going to wait. We'll see if NQ can take all-time highs here. A crazy open to get started with though. Label this. Thanks, Captain Rex, for the heads up. I'm just seeing your message. I don't know what's going on with my mic, man. It just keeps cutting in and out, which is a bit frustrating for you guys. So apologies for that. But basically, I was just saying that I don't know where it cut out to, but basically, I'm using current session volume profile to aim for shorts here. I think this is going to be a fake run. We've still kept all-time highs intact on both ES and NQ. Massive gap up, along with the news of what Trump's saying with the war not going ahead. Yeah, I think we're going to be lowing. It's perfect now. Thanks, Captain Rex. Appreciate that. Thanks for the comments, bro. Yeah, as I was saying as well, so with the strategy I'm using is just starting with one micro position, whether it's long, short, whatever. Just keeping your risk as low as possible, just for that first position. Because I could very well be wrong here. No one knows what the future is going to hold. But I'm like an ES already. And so this is why it's really important to look at which one's stronger on the day based on your direction. So if I was going long, I would switch to MNQ. Because as you're seeing on the charts now, MNQ is having way more of a pump than ES. We're almost back at these highs. Whereas switching to ES, we're not at those highs just yet. Still respecting these levels. So based on the internal bias you have, double check out of the two assets which one supports that more and then trade on that asset. So not looking too great for the short ID here. That's fine. Again, we're just keeping that risk as low as possible. So usually with the one micro, like I don't want to be wrong more than $50. So whereas if you're having a lot more size on right now, that little jump might cause you to get out of your trade. And then if it actually runs in your direction, you're offside. And then you're uncertain. You don't know whether to size in. You don't know whether to get back in or not. So yeah, just keeping your risk small for the initial position, I think is really, really helpful. So just patiently waiting here. Haven't really seen anything that would encourage us to add into this position. But if we can start closing significantly lower here, we're going to go straight in for the 9. Again, our target is 1,550, I think, for these Goat Fund of Futures accounts. Just want to try pass them. Keeping in mind today is Memorial Day as well, so we might not see too much activity on the charts. Just got to keep that in mind. But yeah, so we can see here now, this is actually a decent spot to long for a value area long. So you can see here the value area low in green, this line actually falls in line with a fair value gap. So that's actually kind of high probability, especially since we've already pushed up. But my bias, I'm fully believing that we're going to break this and fill this gap. So for that reason, I'm just going to ignore this. If we do start to push down nicely, I'll actually look to maybe take a trade on the funded accounts just because this gap is so big and so evident. I'm pretty strong on this bias this morning, to be fair. So I don't want to go too crazy. At least do one account at a time and just know it's kind of sorted. But yeah, liking this a lot. We're closing at the value area low now. We can shift past this low. I'm going to add into the position here. There we go. Too many tabs, man. So yeah, I don't want to wick and then a bounce back up. I want to see like actual momentum to the downside here. Then we're going to scale into this position. And if it's looking good, then we just scale in again and again and again. And I scale in pretty quick because I want the highest point to be at my entry, right? I used to like wait till it's all the way down here, scale in, and then my entry moves from all the way here to like down here, and then all of a sudden I'm in drawdown. So if it's showing what I needed to see, I'd rather be, you know, at my highest entry point here, stops here, rather than my entry coming all the way down here and my stops like illogically up there. So yeah, this is looking good. If we get a closure here, we're gonna add in, beauty. Adding into the position here. Now we'll get our stop. I only really want to risk $250 max per position. If it's a little bit outside the lines, like it is what it is. The most important part is having a logical area. You know, if I was to go 250 and it's right in line with a fair value gap, well then it doesn't really make sense. Even though monetary wise, like that's how much I want to risk. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to leave it at that level. Okay, so TP is pretty much going to be this entire gap, which who knows if that's going to be valid or not. So we're going to look to add into this position if we can continue moving to the downside. And basically, this is how I pass combines in like 1 or 2 days. Point of control now. So you can look to potentially add in here. I'm not going to because, again, as I said, this value area low is actually a decent spot to look for a long. It makes sense. Whereas when it was down here, it didn't really make sense. And again, good idea why we wanted to trade with the combines first, not the funded accounts. So let's wait and see if we hold here. Let's change all of these as well. Yes. Not looking good. Alright, still got about a minute or so for this M3. Typically find as well, M3 works really well for my psychology and like not changing my plan. Obviously on an M1, this is looking pretty nasty with that big engulfing candle. But if you shift just to a slightly higher time frame, it's a volume imbalance, tiny one in here. And so if we can hold this, we can hopefully go lower. What's up, Sir Berson? I'm good today, man. I hope you're doing well too. It's a fresh week, man. It's a new week. We got breath in our lungs, so every day's a good day, man. Now, if we can invert this fair value gap on an M1, we're going to look to add straight again, another 10 into the position. Oh, yo, what's up, Till? Good to see you, man. Thanks for tuning in, bro. I appreciate it. Again, just seeing if we can inverse this level here. Just got to wait for that closure. So we've still got about 50 seconds to go. But what we don't want to see is price moving above this value area high. So if we lose this level, there's momentum to take it. And that's similar to the downside, right? So what we want to see is these extremities taken, right? So if you're looking at the weekly levels for the value area high, right? Like, so because it's red, this is the area that we kind of want to short. But because we're above this already substantially, the momentum is to the upside. So what you'd expect to see, because we're already above this level, is to tap into here and then continue going higher. Vice versa for the value area low as well. So coming down to here, we'd expect longs to continue. But if we close under these levels, so let's say we just floor this, this now becomes our resistance. We're pushing up, we should continue lower if we've closed below. So I'm trying to use that same methodology here. As you can see here, every time we approach this value area low, that's when buyers are getting involved to push this thing higher. So I'm getting in a little bit preemptively, a little bit early here. So it is high risk. I wouldn't copy this. But if we can get a closure below this green line, then shorts are green lighted. All right, so there's a momentum to the upside. Just tap the value area high here as well. Stop loss is resting just a little bit above. So you'd want to see sellers getting involved here to push this down. And if not, then we are probably going to push higher here. Let's wait and see. Yeah, so see we're pushing above this level now. So we either flood to the downside or we just explode up. It looks like option 1. Holding ever so slightly here. I'm just going to see the difference between, okay. I'm going to take it to this high. It's an extra, what was that? $30, $40? just to ensure we're on the right side. It's not looking good. The fact that we're trying to close above here. If we get a closure, it's wraps. Game over. But until you see that closure, it's still game on. So you could have this where it just folds back down now and the bodies don't close above that level. If we do see that, I'm actually going to add into the position here. It's a bit risky, but once you're trading volume profile for a while, this is kind of when you, yeah. Okay, so no closure above. I'm actually going to add into this position here. Not going to go full size, just 5, not 15. Okay, let's wait and see here actually. All right, glad we didn't add in. Let's see. If we get a liquidity sweep and then push to the downside. Watch what NQ's doing here too. The NQ's just taking all-time highs. Let's see if this wants to retreat back now. There we go. So I might have gotten a little bit early here, guys. We'll see if you get a closure. If we have 3 taps on this value area high and no movement above, we're going to go pretty crazy on the sides to the downside here. Ah, that's super annoying, man. That's all right. Idea was right. Just seems like we were a little bit early. We just want to see this fold through here too, actually. We don't want to see this rest in here and then push back up. This is looking okay for now. Yeah, beauty. Filling down. Gonna go straight in with big size here. So we're down, what are we, 350 on the day? So 1.5 plus 350. We're gonna need 1.8 or so. So yeah, going in pretty heavy here. A little bit early too. We really do need this candle to close below this. And looking again, point of control resting right here. So I have sized in pretty heavy here. Still holding here. Yo, yo, okay. Yeah, I need to do something about this mic. Thanks for keeping me in the loop, everyone. I was just saying that I'm a fan of the fact that we're just hovering at this value area high level, haven't broken to the upside. Because ideally, if we're pushing higher, right, you'd want to see this absolutely blitz through. Again, with the SMT on NQ, it's ideally what we want to see. Yes, better. Nice too. Like my account manager too. Appreciate it, man. We're needing some displacement to the downside pretty quickly here. I think we need a little bit more in terms of TP here. Minus 350 on that. What's that, like 1.6 minus fees? Yeah. This looks like a decent TP here to run for. Again, now as well, what we're seeing is the point of control and the value area low are now converging. So this is typically a good sign that we are going to be either blasting through, because if these levels are really, really close to one another, you have double layers of confirmation to go the opposite direction. Remember how we said we were trying to buy here, but you also are trying to buy at a point control level if you're above. So if we can blast through this with a little bit of displacement, a little bit of momentum, I do think we're going to be pushing down towards here. So basically for partials, you can use these previous day levels and your previous week levels. If we're getting to these areas, you're either wanting to take some off if you got a fair bit of size like we do. TP 7515.5, 7514. Yeah, so our TP is pretty much at this level. So if we can hit this region, I think we're okay. We really just need to invert this volume imbalance resting here. If we can invert that, I think we should be good for this short position. A bit scary with size. You kind of just got to tune yourself out to that. We could still come back and hit SL, so I don't want to speak too soon, but just taking the emotion out of it and yeah, trusting your system and plan, really. See what happens here. We can push down into profit. I'd probably look at taking the short on the funded accounts here as well. I just really need to know how much I need here. They haven't subtracted. It's the only thing that I can fault funded futures family. Also, we do have an affiliate code. I forgot to mention this. But if you type in FIT, you can get the best discount that you can get from funded futures family. But basically, I'm just trying to know how much I need to achieve for this target to get this next payout. So yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see. Yeah, looking decent here, hey. I'll take the short on this account. So this is the one we haven't passed yet. Go for a short. It's hard with well charts as well because you just don't know how much you're sort of risking. I do like that it shows the profit goals and targets for where you need to be. I think that's pretty cool. The risk we want is 250. So I'm just gonna change this. Let's just do that. 275 once again. Profit jumps to about here. So yeah, I had a nightmare with this platform. I'm not really the biggest fan of well charts, man. I had passed 2 of these accounts on Friday, right? And I got the email like, you've passed your combine, everything's sorted. And I went to bed and I woke up early just because I had another account to go. And the accounts that I passed were like back at break even. I'd lost 3K. I was like, what is going on? Like, I didn't realize that I had a limit order like placed down here. Even though I cancelled, I'm pretty sure I cancelled everything. It still tapped me in, and I'd like gone from being funded to needing to do it again. So yeah, we actually passed twice on Friday, but I'm just not a fan of this platform, if I'm being real. So again, you can see here, we've touched the value area low, and now buyers are starting to step in. All we're really waiting to see is just a move below this. If we can break this, similar to what we were looking at here on the value area high, notice none of the bodies are closing above this level. This is why I wanted to short from there. It's actually a decent spot. But again, until you see that confirmation, we haven't closed on either side. So we're just in a range right now, which is really risky trading. You don't actually want to trade ever in a range. But once we can take one of these sides and close, then yeah, we're good. Green lights. Anticipating the short still here, so we're at about -5 for the day. Just want to see this level hold for now. Okay, so we've got an M3 gap in here, so it's okay if we push up just a little bit higher. Kind of got to expect that. Now looking for momentum to take us to the downside. There we go. And yeah, so this is a combine for funded futures family. So basically, I really like it, man. It's 1 day to pass. So that's why I'm kind of going for the full target here. You can see 4.3K already down by an amount, which is why we need this much. But yeah, like you could literally just sort of send it. Obviously don't, like, I think the best way to do it is just scale into your positions. So if this starts continuing to flood to the downside, obviously most of it we want to take off at this gap here. We just fill and then bounce back up. But yeah, I'm a big fan of 1 day to pass combines. So yeah, as we said before, this M3, expecting that we could come up back up into this line here. Ideally, that's actually where you want to add in if you're looking to short here. So I might actually do that if we get to 7,530. Breaking the bullish structure. Yeah, I'm countering though. Like it's a counter trend trade, which is not as high probability. Better off just continuing the momentum. You've obviously had a lot of orders coming in to push this thing higher. But I'm just trusting on the fact that we've had a pretty decent SMT. There's this news coming in of the agreement might still be cancelled with the war and whatnot. But to be fair, it hasn't stopped the market before when war was going crazy and markets are making all-time highs. So low probability, man. But yeah, if we close below this value area low, it's lights out. I'm pretty confident we should at least push to here, at least here. I would like to see at least halfway of this gap taken, and then full gap potentially as well. Just a patience thing for now. Yeah, so as we said, went up to that level, holding now on an M3. I'm gonna switch this to an M3 as well. I reckon M3 is easily, yeah, this is M3 still, beauty. Best time frame, I reckon. Good M3 closure here. We've just hit the 30-minute mark as well, so last M15 was pretty bearish here. We're at point control on a M15 now. So if you're going to higher time frame, that session volume profile is going to change with it as well. So a higher time frame always has more confluence. So if you're seeing these on a higher time frame as well, that's ideally showing more strength. But even on an M5 here as well, just struggling to continue that momentum. Doesn't mean that we like are over with it, but I'm still just liking our position here. That's not good. Now I'm not liking it. Well, shots. Be a bit hard when you're trying to manage multiple accounts here. I don't want to add any more on. There's already enough mental capital being spent here. See if we can hold this M3 level now as well. So we can go right up until the body when it comes to fair value gaps. I've just found that works a lot better than just looking at the wicks. But yeah, it looks like buyers want to step up here. Value area high now. So ideally we want to see sellers aggressively pushing this back down. And if we close above this, it's lights out for the short idea. What I don't like about the short idea now is the fact that you see these candles that have the biggest movement in one direction all seem to be bullish. This candle, this candle, this candle, this candle. On the bearish side, we haven't seen any of that yet, where like the whole candle is bearish. Whereas for the bullish, you can see here closing right at the highs as well. So yeah, it's not looking too good for this short play, which is okay. Again, super high risk here. Yeah, stop out here. It's all right. Yeah, expecting to be stopped here. That's cool. See, we've had that closure above VAH now. So I should technically take myself out here. I think this is going to push. I'm happy to be wrong. I'm very happy to be wrong, but it's not looking likely. Yeah, so the M3, we're now just tapping, so flipping bias, now looking at longs. That's where ideally you'd want to long. Still hovering at this VA value area high, man. Again, it's still just the fact that the candles with momentum all seem to be going to the upside. Okay, hold up. Hold up. Really need a closure down below all of this for me to feel that, okay, we are actually going. For now, we're just in a range. And it looks like, honestly, we could just hit this value area low and then bounce back up. And it's just a back and forth range. It's a low volume day with the Memorial Day as well. But, I mean, this gap up is insane right from the jump. So if that's the case, if we get to 845 and we're still like in this range, I'm just going to call it. I don't think it's worth hanging around. It's pretty much just gambling. It's 50-50 at that point. It's just whoever has the volume at the time really to push it in one direction. So we'll just get out. I'll leave the trade, but I'll just get off stream and just see what happens. I'll tune back in at 10 my time, which is going to be, I think, 8 p.m. New York time for Asian session. So yeah, again, until we really get a strong closure below this, we could still just ping pong. NQ's looking super strong here. We have pretty big SMT divergence here. These NQ is making new highs as we're speaking. We're pushing above all of this. Whereas ES, we still haven't got past that high that we made that 15 minutes ago. See, as I was saying, we could just ping pong, reach down here and then back to the upside. And just in this range. Yuck trading, man. Yuck trading today. Would have been nice to get in here and just continue along. But that's cool. Just range brown yuckiness, it seems. I'll just double check. In these. So yeah, bank holiday for all of today. France, Germany, UK, and US today. So not looking ideal, to be honest, to expect a lot. I mean, if we can get these accounts funded, that would be huge. If we can get this account funded, that would be huge as well. Well, since it's a bit of back and forth, we might just get some chess going, man. Sure. Where's the best spot for this? So you guys can still see the position here. I'll just double check on this. It's cool. Alright. Hopefully this is going to work for you guys, but just at least something to do while we're waiting here in this range bound position. Take the TA. Ooh, is it like, just thinking this. Take, and queens here. Do that. Trade's not looking too good, but then again, we could ping pong off the value area high once again here. It's a free pawn, right? This is annoying actually. So, okay. Double free. Approaching these highs here. Approaching stop loss here, guys. There's the pump. We'll finish this game and reassess where we're at with everything here. Rough one, to say the least. Look at this, man. I'm losing the plot. I'm losing the plot. That's free. Still no closure above these highs, man. This guy across. Still wants to pump here, it looks like. Yeah, and that was that region, right? The NQ. Popped right into here and then pushed back to